Oh yeah, we going scuba diving, baby. We going scuba diving. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Freedom Wanderer. I am Chuck McDonald, and I'm so happy you are here to join me for this episode. So, as you know, I've been talking a good bit about a new class that I've been taking, scuba diving. I've kind of been advancing myself a little bit. I'm taking what's called a self-reliant diver's course. Okay. If you don't know anything about scuba diving, all that means is I'm being trained and prepped to be able to scuba dive by myself, right? Okay, so that's all that means. So I've already taken all my classwork, which I sat down with my instructor, Mr. Jamie Walker, who is super amazing. You guys should get to know him. He's awesome. And so we've done all my classwork. I didn't get a chance to do any video in there, although I probably could have if I would have pushed the issue, but just being respectful to the Dive Shop Express Water Sports here in Murrells Inlet. Thank you so much. And all that was going on, plus Mr. Jamie being in there, wanting to work on my classes, not working on a YouTube video, right? So anyway, long story short, what had happened was I've done my classes and now I have to do 3 dives, okay? And so in those 3 dives, I have to prep a certain way. So that's what this video is going to be about. Dive preparation, preparing for a scuba dive. So let's get started. Okay, so here we go. Just like any other sport or recreational activity, you have to be prepared for what it is you want to do. Now, when it comes to scuba diving, there are many different ways to scuba dive. You can go on charters. You can go with a buddy out on his boat. You can go out on a shore dive. You can figure it out. So when it comes to a certain dive, whatever it is you're going to do, there's some planning that's involved. There's certain ways you want to accomplish those goals, right? So in this certain training that I'm going to be going through, I have to do 3 dives. And in those 3 dives, I have to do certain exercises. So I have to be not just prepared mentally. Of course, you got to be prepared mentally and physically for that. But you also have to be prepared with your gear. Now, let's go through how I'm going to prepare for this dive. And hopefully it'll give you some information for preparing for whatever kind of diving it is you're planning on doing. And if you're not a scuba diver, just hang in there, run with us. Go get certified and let's go scuba diving somewhere, okay? So, first order of business. This you've seen in another video where I did my dive gear review. And at the end of the video, I will leave a link to that video and I will also leave a link in the description below so that you can go back and watch it. What this is my dive gear. Okay. So no matter what kind of diving I'm going to be doing, no matter where I'm going, no matter what the situations are, this is the first thing I grab. It has everything I need to go scuba diving. It has my BC inside of it. It's got my octopus, my regulator, and my compass and gauge all in there. It's got my dive suit, right? It's got my boots that I wear, my fins that I put on, and all this is in that other video. It's got my gloves. It's got 2 masks just in case something happens, right? It's got my dive knife. It's got the most important thing a diver could have called a Save a Dive kit, which has a lot of little things in it. If an O-ring blows out or if something happens, you can repair it, because when you're offshore and you're way away from your normal setup or your little, like I have a bunch of stuff here, you have to be able to handle situations. That's what a Save a Dive kit is, right? All that is in that bag. I can grab that bag and basically go scuba diving on a charter boat right now. Just put it on, go to the charter boat. They're going to have my tanks waiting on me. They've got the boat full of fuel. They know where we're going. They've got a captain for the boat. I can put that on very simply, go and enjoy a dive. Everything's taken care of. But with what I'm doing tomorrow, today is Saturday, September 16th. So tomorrow, September 17th, we will be diving in a lake. It's going to be fresh water. It's going to require different things, right? Being freshwater, weights are an issue. Like you're more buoyant in saltwater than you are in freshwater, correct? So now all my weights, I have an integrated BC, which means my weights are inside the BC. All that's in there. Well, you can see a little pile of weights right here that my instructor Jamie asked me to bring just in case. Yes, sir, I will do that. So I have some weights laid out that I'm going to be taking with me tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow also we are not going to be on a charter. We are going to be diving in a lake called Lake Murray right outside of Columbia. And so in that, I have to have my own tanks. So you can see I have my 3 air tanks ready to go. I'm not doing nitrox because it's in a lake. We're not going to be very deep. I have 4 air tanks. I needed 3. So there you go. I took 3 air tanks. I also have 2 nitrox tanks, but I needed 3. So my dive preparation is 3 air tanks, right? So this is how you set up for a dive. When you go charter diving, I just previously said, they will have tanks for you if you want that. You can rent them super cheap. Like for the cost of filling that up with air, I can basically rent a tank. So if I just want to put my dive gear on and walk to the dive boat and go scuba diving, it can be that super easy. But tomorrow, I need my own personal tanks for what I need to do. So my preparation is my dive gear. I'm going to grab it, put it in the truck. My 3 scuba tanks, I'm going to put those in the truck. These dive weights that my instructor, Mr. Jamie, asked for, will be in the truck. Now that's all that is required of me on this dive. But you can see this big red bag, and I have a couple of extra regulators. I have extra BCs and different things in this bag. So because we're going to be so far away from a dive shop, and I'm going to be 3 hours away from home, basically, I'm taking all of that with me. Because if we get out there and something happens, I have backups. I have spares. I will be able to do my classes. I'll be able to do everything I need. Now that is what you see here is basically, if you're going to be the type scuba diver that has your own boat or plans your own dives, or you're going to be self-sufficient in that you're not going to be doing charters, you need a lot of stuff. And over the years, I've accumulated things. I've got extra BCs and boots and masks, and I just got all kinds of stuff in my little honey pile, right? So this is how you prep for a dive. You want, what kind of diving am I going to be doing? Am I going to be on a charter boat with a lot of other people? Am I going to be alone? Am I going to be with a couple of friends? Are we going out on a dive boat? Are we going out on somebody's personal boat? If I'm not using a charter, what do I need to accomplish my dive? Get all that in a pile and then think, what could possibly go wrong? And then, other than something catastrophic, prep and have spare things with you. I grew up that way. We always dove on my uncle's friend's boat. He became a buddy of mine over the years. So we always had spare regulators, or somebody had a spare set of fins, or we always had extra masks and snorkels, and we had all that stuff. Also, sorry, I just jumped up and messed up the whole video. I have my dive computer, okay? With a dive computer, you can pre-plan your dive. How deep am I going to go? How long am I going to stay there? And you program all that in here, what depth I'm going to go to, am I on air or nitrox? You put all that into your computer, and when you're diving, it'll go beep, 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 and you'll look down and it'll say, time to turn around and go get back on the boat. Right? Because we don't want to be doing decompression dives. Now, you would have to get into a lot of technical diving information and stuff like that to do decompression dives. We normally plan our dives where we can just do a 3-minute safety stop and then we're back on the boat. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. I hope it helps explain a little bit better how you deal with scuba diving. It's like any other sport. If you're going to play softball, you're going to have a bat and a glove. I mean, you know, if you're whatever, if you're playing tennis, you've got to have a racket. You know, this is our equipment. This is how I personally pre-plan my dives and prep to go on a personal scuba dive with just me and one friend, my instructor Jamie, and this is how we're going to go. So anyway, tell me where you're going diving if you're a scuba diver. Let me know how you set up and how you went. Leave it in the comments below. You may teach me something, and that would be super awesome, because as we know, any video like this is really just personal opinion and personal preference. That's how it goes, but we can all learn from each other. So anyway, I won't ramble. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Go try some Blue Frog. There'll be a link in the description below. It's real good stuff, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Hopefully, I'll be able to video a lot of me training with Mr. Jamie, and we'll show it to you guys next time. Appreciate you.